The outlook for 30-plus-year-old running backs is supposed to be grim unless you're a genetic freak like Adrian Peterson. AP was 15 yards shy, becoming the seventh 30-plus-year-old running back to run over 1,500 yards last year. Tiki Barber did it twice, and Curtis Martin, Walter Payton, and Corey Dillon also accomplished the feat. Peterson did, however, become the 47th 30-plus-year-old running back to run for over 1,000 yards. The running back position in the NFL right now, it's been devalued, evidenced by the fact that only 7 backs gained over 1,000 yards last year. You had AP, Doug Martin, Todd Gurley, Darren McFadden, Chris Ivory, Latavius Murray, and Devonta Freeman. This is going to be reflected in my rankings. The backs are not going to have as high of a number value as other positions. Just to show you what I'm talking about, 17 backs ran for over 1,000 yards just 5 years ago, 16 in 2005. The Buffalo Bills were the only team in the league last year to run the ball more than they threw it. That's insane. Just one team. What happened to power running football, playing defense? It's just not a thing anymore. Let's move on to the rankings. Adrian Peterson, even at 31, Peterson still has that elite acceleration and lateral agility, which allows him to set up defenders in the hole. His patience and vision are still top-notch as well. His upright running style allows him to punish defenders either with a vicious stiff arm or using his burly shoulders. Even at his age, Peterson still has the speed to turn the corner and only needs just a sliver of daylight to break off a long run. He excelled even further when the Vikings went away from their spread pistol attack to a more conventional one-back offense. He's not known for his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, but did notch 30 receptions last year, the fourth most of his career. If there's a weakness to his game, he still puts the ball on the turf because of that physical style of running that he has, wanting to initiate contact. Fumbled the ball 7 times last year. I've got Le'Veon Bell at number 2, and it's a double-edged sword with him because he's most likely going to be suspended again after missing the first 2 games last year due to a DUI. Bell refused to take a drug test a few weeks ago. What can I say? Hell's bells. What sets Bell apart from the rest of the backs is his pass-catching ability. So he's a back who can not only run between the tackles, but can line out wide and run short to intermediate routes just like a wide receiver. He had 24 catches on 25 targets in 6 games before tearing his ACL last year. I mean, that's absurd. Bell is a patient runner to go along with a great vision and jump cutting ability. He runs downhill between the tackles, and his excellent body control allows him to swerve around a would-be tackle. His running style reminds me a lot of Marcus Allen. He's almost like a slalom skier out there. He can squeeze through the tiniest of holes, loves to cut it back against the grain. Todd Gurley checks in at number 3. He was a flat-out monster over his first 4 starts, racking up 566 yards, the most of any back in his first 4 outings in league history. He combines speed and strength, being able to break runs to the outside and punish defenders in the open field. He broke 42 tackles on just 229 carries last year, which is ridiculous. Peterson led the NFL with 50, but he carried the ball 327 times. Sometimes stringing out those runs can hurt him, however, since he does it so often, and defenses did a better job of containing it as the year went on. He needs to learn when to take what's there between the tackles instead of being dragged down in the backfield when he bounces it to the outside. But other than that, I mean, what can you say? Gurley is a flat-out stud. I have Jamaal Charles at number 4. The 29-year-old is coming off an ACL tear, but still has that sprinter speed. He's at his best running the stretch play, running parallel to the line before exploding through the crease and gaining yardage. His 5.5 career yards per carry average is very impressive due to that speed. It's extremely difficult for a defender to take the proper angle towards him in the open field. Charles is also one of the better threats coming out of the backfield as a receiver, which is pivotal in an Andy Reid type of offense. He had 70 receptions and 693 yards receiving back in 2013 and was on a similar place last year until his injury. I've got the rookie Ezekiel Elliott at number 5, which might be a surprise considering he's never played it down, but I think he's going to be a beast, especially running behind that Dallas offensive line, by far the best unit in the league. All hail the crop top, Ohio State's second leading rusher behind Archie Griffin. Elliott has the prototypical size and athleticism for a workhorse running back to go along with balance, vision, and patience to attack in between the tackles. He doesn't hesitate and powerfully finishes his runs with natural forward lean to pick up every inch he can. When the Cowboys go on one of those methodical 12, 13, 14-play drives against a fatigued defense, who's going to stop Elliott near the goal line? He's a great fit for Dallas' zone scheme, which is predicated on a quick, decisive cutting. Lamar Miller is number 6. I don't know what the Miami Dolphins were thinking, not for letting him sign with the Houston Texans, but for not giving him the ball the last couple of years. He averaged just 156 carries a season while he was in South Beach, which is ridiculous considering he's gained a league-best 4.6 yards per carry since 2012. Miller is a speedster who can run away from defenders and turn the corner. He's a solid one-cut runner who showcases agility and vision in the open field. He also has the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, totaling 397 yards on 47 receptions last year. Doug Martin, the muscle hamster, is number 7. 2015 was almost unexpected following 2 disappointing seasons following a promising rookie campaign. He exploded for 1,402 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's only 5'9", but he powers through defenders using his low center of gravity and aggressive running style, hence why he's called the muscle hamster. 906 of his 1,402 yards came after contact. He can also translate power to finesse as well, being able to cut against the grain on the second level. He's not a bad receiver coming out of the backfield, but his small stature makes it easy to overthrow him at times. Jonathan Stewart is number 8 on my list. The injury-prone Stewart was fairly healthy a year ago, despite still missing the final 3 games of the season. His 242 carries were a career high, and his 989 yards were 8th in the NFL. He's an inside-the-tackles bruiser who is quicker and more elusive than he appears. He's got good feet, pretty quick for a 235-pounder, able to maintain his balance and accelerate through holes. Not used much as a receiver, but he is a solid pass protector there for Cam Newton in the backfield. LeSean McCoy struggled behind a shoddy offensive line in Philly 2 years ago and dealt with nagging injuries during his first year in Buffalo, but he's still number 9 on my list. He still had 7 runs of 20 or more yards, which shows that he's still a dangerous back. When he's on his game, there's no back in the league that's as elusive as McCoy. His jump cutting ability and vision is ridiculous and still possesses the acceleration and long speed to be a dangerous threat. An underrated part of McCoy's game is his ability between the tackles. Sure, he's better outside of them, but showed patience running behind a lead blocker out of some power runs in Greg Roman's offense. As a screen back, McCoy is dangerous because of his shiftiness and explosiveness in the open field. I've got David Johnson at number 10. That might be a surprise to some, but I think he's a potential star in the making. He was used sporadically until Chris Johnson went down and made the most out of his opportunity. He's a long strider who gallops and covers a lot of ground, easily outrunning tacklers despite his 6'1" frame. He weighs 224 pounds. He's also very agile for a man his size, uses it to deliver blows to his defenders. Even though he's not a great route runner, Johnson can make plays as a receiver in the flats due to that explosiveness that I referenced and the power. He's also an exceptional kick returner. Some other backs I'm curious about. How about Karlos Hyde in San Francisco? He said numerous times during the offseason that he loves Chip Kelly's offense, which has similarities to Urban Meyer's when Hyde was at Ohio State. He was playing well until a foot injury took him out in October. He's number 14 on my list. How does Thomas Rawls fare in his second year in Seattle after surprising as an undrafted rookie? He's a breakaway threat who's got some wiggle to him. He's number 15 on my list. And what about TJ Yeldon, who is number 17? The Jaguars brought in Chris Ivory during the offseason, but I like what I saw out of Yeldon as a rookie. He's a fluid athlete with quick feet, showcases balance, finishes off runs at the point of attack. Some deep sleepers. There's Charles Sims at 24, Karlos Williams at 28, Jay Ajayi at 29, Duke Johnson at 31, Theo Reddick at 35, and Damian Williams at 41. Sims allows Martin to take breathers, and I believe the best 1-2 running back punch in the league right now might be in Tampa Bay. He's a one-cut runner with short area bursts, and he's at his best working outside of the tackles. Williams is a powerful runner that plows through defenders, but was injured often during his rookie year, and his running style could be a reason why. I think he has the talent to be an every down back in this league. Ajayi is an aggressive runner who showed some flashes as a rookie. If he can stay healthy, he and Williams might be able to help Miami seamlessly move on from Miller. Williams is a threat coming out of the backfield, and I think Adam Gase will do a better job at utilizing him than Joe Philbin and Bill Lazor did. Johnson didn't get a lot of touches during his rookie season, but had some moments. He's got vision, speed, and can catch the ball out of the backfield. Riddick is a shifty and elusive runner who's at his best causing matchup problems as a receiver, whether he's in space along the flats or lining up out wide. Some backs that have something to prove in 2016. Let's start with Eddie Lacy and DeMarco Murray, number 13 and 18 respectively. I'm not going to use the word overrated with these two, but there's Not two backs with more to prove this year. Lacy is looking slim, got on the P90X plan this offseason. Murray had a disastrous 2015 after leading the NFL in rushing in 2014. Jeremy Hill is another guy. He was in my top 10 last year, but is now 20th after averaging 3.6 yards per carry last year. Melvin Gordon was a colossal disappointment as a rookie. He's 44th. Sure, you can blame the offensive line to an extent there in San Diego, but I sure as hell expected better. As for the Eagles, I've got Ryan Mathews at 22, Darren Sproles at 39. The injury-prone Mathews averaged an impressive 5.1 yards per carry last year, but I'm really excited to see how Doug Peterson utilizes the multifaceted Sproles this upcoming season, especially as a receiving threat, lining him out wide, getting him out in space. All right, so that's my running back list. You know what you guys think, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's here in the comments section. I'm Adrian Peterson. I'm out. I'm going to be doing more of these every single day, so later.